We're coming to you from the enemy territory. We're in Brisbane. We're not at the stadium. We were worried for our security and safety. We're tucked away in an apartment near the stadium after antagonising Queenslanders pre-game, saying that Nathan Cleary is a future Origin legend. And you would not believe the arrogance, the snobbery, by the way, it is a real term, Al. The cock of the walk they had about Nathan Cleary.
Oh, Origin only? Yeah, nah, he's shit, yeah.
Why do you say that?
Well, he hasn't done much.
You reckon he compares to JT?
Hold on, I'm not saying he's JT, I'm saying he's a future Origin legend.
Yeah, but is that...
There's more than one legend.
Who's the Origin legend in your mind from Queensland?
Yeah, JT can count for sure.
So you think that Nathan Cleary is on the same level as JT?
He's going to end up, it says future, he's going to end up absolutely being an Origin legend. He's already got 3 man of the matches. He's a killer.
I'll come back to you at the end of this game. And when Queensland have won, you've been eating your words.
But they were so wrong. We have just witnessed a history-making moment. Not only have Queensland lost the unlosable series, but Nathan Cleary has firmly established himself as a future immortal. We're wearing the New South Wales gear. We're absolutely ecstatic. We know there will be Queenslanders here trying to gaslight us and saying that Ashley Klein won it. We all know what happened. Nathan Cleary stepped up and dominated. He won his first decider, and New South Wales win the unlosable series for Queensland, and somehow Laurie Daly defeated Billy Slater. Al, what'd you make of it, mate?
I've almost lost my voice. It's going to be gone tomorrow. There's so many talking points for this game, but we've got to start with, we arrived here in Brisbane. We went to Caxton.
Yeah.
We went to Suncorp.
Crazy atmosphere. Insane, by the way. If you've never done it, unbelievable.
We could barely breathe.
Yep. There was so many people. Sardines everywhere.
And the ultimate move of Aura Farming carrying this bad boy around, we're going to play some of the clips in this episode just to show you how wound up Queensland fans were about this statement.
Nathan Cleary is probably the best player in the game. If he wins tonight, yes, I agree with you.
Okay.
However, he won't.
Plays pretty good with Cobland, but when he gets to fucking international or state, he fizzles out. I don't know.
We wanted to see if anyone would change our minds. They didn't, firstly. And then now, all of them, and we were talking about this before, we were thinking, we tried to estimate how many people saw this sign and yelled out at you.
Yes, so many.
I mean, at least clocked this, 10,000.
I reckon 10,000 people, yeah.
And we were just thinking, how many of them are sitting in the stadium right now, thinking back to seeing this sign, that goofy-ass guy wandering around with a
stupid ginger, that mixture of Harry Potter and Ron Weasley.
Oh, man. But, this just was so written in the stars. It's one of the most beautiful series I've ever witnessed. It's the most up and down, just the turbulence in this series is crazy.
Insane.
And there's a lot of sort of questions that we need to address, things we need to check ourselves for, things I need to check myself for.
We have many receipts on it. We got to take some licks, eh?
We might have to. Yeah. We need to do a bit of an audit of some of the things
100%.
that we went from game one to now. But the number one talking point is, it is clear Nathan Cleary has. I don't care what anyone says, and if you don't agree with this. You do not understand football.
You've abandoned logic and you just hate Cleary.
You don't get NRL
or you're a tall
at that
poppy, or you're just a bit of Queenslander. You can't deny he owned you.
That was one of the greatest performances. There's no asterisk next to it. Everything that could have gone wrong, Teddy gone down, which has ended us in deciders before. When he goes off with head knocks. We had one of the most inexperienced backlines running ever. Before this game. 4 games amongst them all?
The back three?
Yes.
The back three before this game, Nwangani 1. Kohler 2. Bostock 0. So 3 games.
I mean, it's so nerve-wracking. And on top of that, we've got Cameron Murray in the centres, Bradman Best to the wing.
Yeah.
Then it was Ethan Strange into the centres.
Yeah.
All over the place. And then after all of that every single thing thrown at us in the second half, we still held on and delivered and was able to continue to put on points. It's one of the greatest decider games
We couldn't
I've ever
believe
seen.
what we were watching.
No.
Yeah.
It was pretty beautiful. I think Nathan in particular, with he obviously had his double.
Yeah.
5 tackle breaks, a line break. He scored 18 points, which is equal to Jonathan Thurston, is the most in a decider in NRL history. What more can you say?
Yeah. Well, mate, Queensland lost the unlosable series. And we were watching the error count. I was like, wow, Queensland are making so many errors. But New South Wales made so many as well.
Yeah.
So that wasn't the indicative factor of why Queensland had lost. What happened is the New South Wales forward pack showed up. They dominated. It was insane. And not only that, it's like Laurie Daly was pretending he couldn't coach.
It was a fake out.
It was a fake out.
It was a fake out.
And then suddenly Payne Haas is running, 2 off the ruck multiple times towards that edge, trying to bring some pressure towards, I think, Sam Walker a lot of the time. Like, it was just a different game, and he was offloading. And the other thing is, and we were talking about this a lot, we were getting sometimes frustrated by New South Wales' errors, but this is where the difference is, I think. Queensland errors were happening out of yardage, just dumb ball security, right? New South Wales' errors were mostly happening because they were trying to make shit happen, which is the opposite of the previous 2 games. We were playing really structured, rigid footy and going nowhere. This time the errors were happening because we were trying to make stuff happen.
And we kept pushing, and I loved when, because I was getting a little bit nervous because it just felt like we were forcing, and then you sort of stepped up and immediately said, this is good. We're trying to create
right kind of errors.
We're just trying to stack points.
It's the errors that the Roosters make. So Roosters make a lot of errors, right? It's because they're always trying to score tries.
Yes.
So that's what the kind of errors, they're okay errors. Like clearly they had been told, hey, those kind of errors, it's all right. We're not going to sweat those.
Yeah.
And I think Laurie Daly even said that. He was like, in the post-match on Channel 9, he was saying some guys were trying too hard to one out and do something and make up for something. It's like, we just got to do the team plan and we're going to make errors and we'll defend it. And if really we had to do something different, and we did.
Everyone seemed to play so differently. I was not expecting a game like that from Fanua Blake.
Wasn't he killer?
I haven't even seen him play like that at club level.
Yeah, he hasn't played like that in club level for several years.
It was...
he was unbelievable.
Everyone was playing out of their skin. Yeah. Everyone had really stepped up. Payne Haas made it...
They subbed him at the right time as well.
We
were saying that Fanua Blake was looking pretty slow in defence, and they rotated him at the right time.
They didn't wait too long for Payne Haas. Those extra 2 minutes, they got him on at exactly the right time. And it had me thinking when I was watching the game, and I think you even made the comment, but my mind immediately went back to, they were playing exactly like how they were in the 2024 decider. It was the same style, intensity, energy. Yeah. It seemed like the same sort of philosophical approach to the game.
Yeah.
And I wondered whether that was tied to the fact that Madge had come into camp the night before the game to give an address to the team and have a bit of a discussion.
And it just channeled it? I don't know. It's hard to game plan the night before. They just clearly got something right.
They did.
Whatever happened, I actually don't. It is so shocking what happened tonight that I can't fathom how it happened. I can't fathom how the game plan could have changed so significantly. And what's really crazy, what I find outrageous, is that our 2 worst players were Nwanganitawase and Bostock.
8 errors.
8 errors between them.
I mean, it's a little bit unbelievable. I was super... As soon as Bostock made that error on that gimme try at the beginning, I was like, fuck, we are in for it. And I was thinking... Then I thought, you know what? He'll get it out of his system, he'll settle in, and then he'll do what he's there to do. But, it was sort of consistently nervy sort of play.
He had
from
some good
him.
plays.
He had,
but overall, you have to say,
due.
not
and
a
we
great
won.
game.
No, it didn't feel like that.
Yeah.
And Mark just does Mark things now.
But that's where the experience of Crichton came in, and the X factor of Bradman Best. What was you were like? Bradman Best just owns Queensland.
No, I said Bradman Best is Queensland's dad, because you can't tell me talk about how has there ever been a more productive New South Welshman? Because you've
Seriously, man.
you come in 3 wins from 3 games.
A massive barnstorming run to score.
One in a Suncorp game, one in a decider, and then one our decider this year as well. Fucking unbelievable. You can't keep him out of a side.
Yeah, and this is where I think at this point we need to bring up our other sign that we were going to do around Suncorp, but we decided not to because we didn't want to get bashed, which is Laurie Daly is the best coach for New South Wales.
We've said it from day one.
Or Drew on our team, he said Laurie Daly owns Billy Slater. And to be fair, is that what you said?
Yes.
Yeah. To be fair, he does. He owned him.
He outcoached him.
That was an unlosable series, baby. Unlosable for Billy. He'd owned us for 2 games.
And you were given, I mean, we touched on this before, but you were given every opportunity and advantage in the game, both on everything that happened from an interchange perspective, the HIAs, all of it, but then penalties.
They won the penalty. They won the penalty count.
They did. Where they lost is in every other area of the game.
I feel like Queensland couldn't do anything right tonight. And what I mean by that is they could feel a bit hard done by as far as I've seen. And I actually don't think Jack Bostock knocked on the ball where Bradman Best went on to score, but everyone else that was watching it with me did think that he did. So maybe they got unlucky there. Maybe we need to analyse that better. This is a very fresh take. But you can't make they made so many errors in that first half. They allow New South Wales to dominate field position and score those tries. And then on the other side, even when I say Queensland can't do anything right, actually 2 of their tries were very streaky.
Like you wouldn't be able to repeat the one of Kohler 100 times, 1 time out of 100 if you tried it again.
You couldn't. So and then they would feel like we can't do anything right. They also lost that try was considered offside with Max Plath. Okay, so let's talk about what Queensland did wrong, Al.
Yep.
And then we'll talk about we'll really harp on what Laurie Daly did right. So, I think what Billy really messed up was when he brought Max Plath on at lock.
Huge mistake.
I think he was playing lock.
Yes.
And he went small ball when New South Wales were dominating with their big boys and the big boys were actually doing their work.
Yep.
And I think he just missed a massive beat there. Max Plath tried hard, made some tackles, had a couple of good runs, but I just don't understand why Max Plath was put on in that role. He couldn't handle the pressure that was coming against him. What position was Reece Walsh playing? And why was he brought on? If he wasn't good enough to make the side, I don't know why he was put in there. Like, if you didn't... I understand Reece Walsh is a superstar, but he's an out-of-form superstar. And then let's talk about Sam Walker, who had absolutely dominated the first 2 games.
Well,
I saw him in the... Well, sorry. He did dominate. He would have got man of the match in game 1.
Yes.
And he did get man of the match in game 2. It didn't mean he was perfect, but he did dominate. This game, he was nowhere. Nowhere to be seen.
And how...
rattled.
This was my gripe. I mean, we were bitching and moaning about this well before Cleary even stepped up. The nonsense, the absolute just drivel about Sam Walker. Well, if this was the audition, he should be the Kangaroos halfback. I mean... Yeah,
that's just a nonsense argument.
And
Nathan Cleary is always going to be halfback.
And here we are, we see a performance like that. Who's to say we weren't going to get that all campaign long? Yeah. Like, it's just... The recency bias from fans and the
tall pop. It's a mixture of recency bias and tall poppy syndrome to hammer Nathan Cleary.
Yeah.
Just because he's a great, So, what else did Queensland get wrong? Do you reckon the errors?
It was missed tackles.
Missed tackles.
There was a 15 missed tackle difference. Between the 2 sides. At one point, that had blown out to it was 22 difference. Like it was out of control.
But credit to them, they did fight. They did almost get themselves back in the game. It was going to be a converted try difference. With 6 minutes to go, except that Max Plath was offside.
Yeah.
So they didn't lose this game without heart. They put in an effort.
They put in an effort, but then one thing that I know pissed you off, it gets up me so much is you do not get in a decider. You are not afforded the luxury of being nonchalant and smug.
Yeah.
When you are losing and when you ultimately lose.
Oh boy.
You can do it if you come back and win. Like in 2024, We had a little bit. Just being fair.
Yeah.
We had a little bit of that from Angus Crichton, and a little bit of that from Liam Martin. But we won the fucking game. So it doesn't matter what you did.
Kalen Ponga, 10 minutes in or whatever it was,
10
getting
minutes, you
so
can't be
smug
doing that
on
then.
that Jack Bostock era.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
he was not smug when he got carried back by Crichton into the in goal. Were you, buddy?
Yeah.
Hey, where's your smug look now, smarmy boy?
He had
You lost the unlosable series. Don't give me your smugness. Hey, we gotcha.
He had
we
a
owned
few
ya.
of those as well.
I know.
Yeah, talking to
It was actually
Ashley
nice
Klein
to
as well.
watch his smug smile gradually
Slowly erode.
go to grit, to determination,
Yeah.
to surrender of fuck. They
Yeah.
got us.
It was a thing of beauty. I've honestly, my heart warms for Laurie now.
Well,
I've softened.
my heart was always soft to him. I was actually more annoyed about the narrative, about the people in the media saying that people were slamming Laurie Daly personally.
Yeah.
It was just never about that. I don't need to go revisit. I've done it like 8 times. I always felt for him. I always knew he was a good man and well liked and was trying his best, but was just doing a terrible job. But now I can't even. So I'm sorry, Laurie Daly. He beat Billy Slater.
Yeah. He got it done.
Got it done, and it was a great game plan. It worked, and even he kept Yo. Here's the credit. Here's the credit to Laurie. There were decisions he made, big calls that most of the big calls didn't work out. But he stuck loyal to his players, and the loyalty in Yo worked. Even though I thought Yo was possibly bottom 3 players for New South Wales,
Average.
He stuck to his system and it worked.
Yeah.
So it's the same with I was talking to you pre-episode or pre-coming up here. When Michael Maguire chose Jake Trbojevic to be his captain to play, 25 minutes a match and then won a series, we go, Jake's a legend and Michael Maguire's a genius. Well, we were all hammering him for keeping Yo at lock, starting and playing big minutes, and they won. And Laurie gets it. He deserves, when you win, you get the credit. You get the respect.
You get the respect. You get the credit.
Yeah.
One of the things that we talked about last episode.
One more year.
Honestly, maybe now.
You win it.
He won't do it. It was too stressful. No. He's going to go out on a high. 100%.
He's got it, and he deserves to because he did cop it. He was under a lot of pressure. He didn't crumble, and they won, and they played brilliant footy.
It'll go up as one of his greatest accomplishments in rugby league.
I'm pumped for him as well as I don't deserve to say I'm pumped for him because I hammered him.
Yeah, I hammered him too. But the question,
you hammered him way more, but yeah.
Well,
I did say you said he didn't have a brain. I said we get dumber when we think about like him.
That's almost the same thing.
But in fairness, we're dumb.
Well, look,
he won, dude.
What matters? He won. So the question that I asked myself, and I've got to be honest about this because we talked about this in game 2, and I said it's going to be a confusing win in game 3 for a number of reasons. But
confusing. Yeah,
I said it'd be confusing emotions, and so the question that what I said then at that time was something to the effect of, I need to see how we win to make a decision on if we won because of Laurie or in spite of Laurie. And based on everything that was done, the changes that were made, do we say and chalk that up to we won because of Laurie?
I think you do. Because I know the winger decisions seemed scandalous to lose To'o, but it did mean that whatever that strategy was that Queensland had, they couldn't execute, which is the contest in the air on the try line, which they tried a few times, and sometimes it led to knock-ons.
Yeah, it's hard for me. I'm struggling because I'm thinking I have to concede on all the other points, particularly things like we were making fun of Fanua Blake being selected and not getting played on the.
And then he played a cracker.
Yeah, did everything right, and again, plenty of evidence.
Robson was good, ran from dummy half.
Exactly, and I was thinking, Robson shouldn't probably even be playing anymore.
Yeah.
But then the question remains, with Brian To'o now, where does this leave?
No, I think Brian To'o's very much coming back into Origin because both wingers played horrendous games.
Yes.
They weren't needed for the game plan that we predicted about kicking for the try line. They weren't needed, but they were helpful on the try line, but they were ordinary elsewhere. So
does that mean then that if you could have your time, we've won, so it's hard to say if we could have our time over because you just take the win.
Yeah.
But it is a little bit of a question for me of like, was that ultimately the right move, considering he's just going to come straight back into the side. He's going to be the number one pick for the...
But when you win, it doesn't... Like, oh, was that the right call or not? It doesn't matter, you won. So
will you keep Bostock next year?
No.
Okay.
No, I'm worried he's going to get burned.
Yeah.
But the reason why I wouldn't keep Bostock is Toto's going to come in.
Yes.
And then I think McLean or Kohler play better. So
I don't know. Far out.
Kohler, actually, we were talking about it. I love Tolu Kohler. I don't know if he has ambitions to be a fullback. He's not a fullback.
No way.
Well, but here's the thing. He's not a fullback right now. I've never thought he was a great fullback for Manly. So then when he was thrust... So I'm not going to hammer him. He was thrust into fullback for New South Wales.
Yeah.
That was never meant to be the plan.
Yeah.
The high ball, what was it, 4 that missed and 1 drop that he got lucky on. That was a fortuitous call again for New South Wales on the knock-on. But that doesn't undermine what he did at centre and wing for New South Wales.
How do we rate Kohler's series then? Because we have
decent.
Well, we
Pass.
see at this point now, at the end of the series, we pretty much see eye to eye on, like, I would say 80% of the things that we've discussed.
Yeah.
One thing that we've seemed to be opposed on from game 1, 2, and 3 is the Kohler performances. I felt he was a non-factor in game 1. I thought he was so ordinary in game 2 that he shouldn't necessarily get picked for game 3. He wasn't technically picked for game 3, and then was used at the fullback position, which I hate, and he was awful, to be fair, at that position. Yeah. So then I'm like, is he even a selection next year? Is he an Origin player now, today?
I just think at the same time as whilst Laurie's nailed it for game 3, the team was so shit in game 1 and 2 that Kohler wasn't given the opportunity to perform.
So you still think it's that? You still think he's just...
Because I'd probably say the same for Mitch Moses.
Okay.
I'd probably say the same for Cleary. Okay. Because a lot of it hinged on how Yo was getting so much ball at first receiver at lock. Mm-hmm. Or just that they had this different strategy through the middle with Robson and Tedesco, which was easily found out. So they were trying to, I don't know. People saying they weren't playing direct enough, but I thought they were too direct.
Yeah, not direct enough. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yeah.
I thought they were too direct.
Yeah, it felt like
so
that.
we started to try and make shit happen. Also, is there any argument to say that Mitch Moses actually played halfback tonight? From the left.
We were talking about they switch roles.
Amazing.
Yeah,
he was kicking amazing.
Yeah,
Mitch Moses won't get the credit for tonight. No. Cleary deserves it all, but Mitch Moses' kicking game was perfect.
That's what helped get us
everything
our
asked of him. Yeah,
that's what got us those first 18 points on the board. Really.
Yeah. Outside of Nathan Cleary's unbelievable brilliance running like a 6, he was playing much more like a 6.
It's funny.
Smart from Laurie.
It was good.
Very smart.
And people had called constantly for Nathan to be the 5'8", Moses to be the halfback. Yeah. Wasn't like that on the back of the jerseys, but that's how they played, really, at least for the first half.
And he killed it.
Yeah, it was great. It was just one of the best games I think I've ever seen from Nathan. He has.
Oh, it was. It was without doubt the best Origin performance he's ever had.
But I'm just thinking rugby league performance. Like, that's one of his.
We're top 5 for sure.
He keeps stacking these last couple of years. Like, he just keeps getting better and better. It's getting to the point now where he could, depending on what happens and how the rest of this season goes, and I hope this comes to fruition, but he could have the greatest season in NRL history at this point. Where he's at. And
if he gets Wally Lewis, Dally M, and Clive,
Premiership, 2 man of the matches. Who's done more than that?
Well, Tommy Turbo got Dally M and Wally Lewis.
Yes.
But he didn't win a premiership or get the Clive. So, Nathan Cleary's a really good shot to possibly have the greatest season ever, or one of the greatest seasons ever in the history of the game. And still... And still people think he's
people
not
are walking
in the conversation.
outside right now.
Yeah, I know. That he was carried by Ashley Klein.
Oh.
I will admit that there was some fortuitous calls that went...
There were a few forward passes.
New South Wales' way, and just even some knock-ons or whatever. But Queenslanders, their memory is so short. I feel like the previous 2 games, they've got to set up camp in the ruck. You know, so I think it does go both ways. But they'll claim again the send off with Kalen Ponga, but you know, most people, I didn't think it was a send off, but most people do. So I can't believe I forgot this. Like, as I'm reflecting and remembering on the game, how did Queensland lose this game? How did you lose it? The error count's pretty close. The penalty count, you won. Teddy goes off for an HIA.
Eight errors for our wingers.
Errors at 8 wingers. Then Bostock goes off for an HIA. Cole is playing fullback for 40 minutes in a position he's played in first grade maybe 7 times. Maybe 10. He never let a ball hit his hands. It hit the ground every time. How did they lose this? You already had the momentum of dominating New South Wales this series. How did you lose this? How did you lose this game? Like, it beggars belief that they lost this. Everything was stacked. Like, I believe New South Wales did the quintessential Queensland performance. They owned you. They showed you that they do get Origin. Where were you? Where was Sam Walker? I know he had to go off for an HIA, but where was he the whole game? Where was the Queensland spirit that rises for their home ground, for their home fans, when the opposition is vulnerable? Where was Harry Grant usually taking advantage and pulverising an opposition when they're weak? They just didn't deliver. I don't think there's going to be enough scrutiny on Queensland on how they botched this series. It's going to be the story of Laurie Daly overcomes all the odds. It's going to be the story of Nathan Cleary has risen into the future immortal status. But there's not going to be enough conversation about how Queensland actually stuffed this up. They stuffed it up with the Ponga shoulder charge. They stuffed it up that they made multiple errors in the first half. They stuffed it up that when New South Wales were fully depleted. They 3 games of experience in the back three for the second half for New South Wales, and Queensland barely did anything with it.
Can I add to that?
Yeah.
I'll tell you one thing. When I look at everything that you just touched on, and then the fact that in a decider, in Suncorp, we beat Queensland 13+.
Yeah.
This is now a worse beat for Queensland in an unlosable series than it was for New South Wales in 2020.
Ooh.
It is a worse, I'm telling you, this was a worse defeat.
Yes, because they had the momentum.
They had every single thing go their way, and then New South Wales got very unlucky with it.
Okay.
Hold your horses.
Okay, sorry.
Yes, it was pretty lackluster for New South Wales in that first game, 2020. Yeah. It was the bubble. It was Origin in October, and then we come out, and then New South Wales, Cleary goes home. Thank you. We dominate game 2. Cody Walker clinic.
I love Luke Cleary. Yeah.
And then it's that tough loss, and we only just lose, and really it was we weren't quite ready. We didn't have the bench to for when Teddy went down, and we lost by a few points. And here we are. Teddy goes down again, and it's actually more damaging. We had Clint Gutherson go in at fullback. At least he can play fullback. We had nothing, and we pumped them.
Yeah.
It wasn't just we scraped by the skin of our teeth. Yeah. It was a domination with a flex try in the last second. So good, Cleary doesn't even need to kick the last 2 points to become the all-time leader in points for a decider. There is no more damaging.
I love a flex try. Very good.
There is no more damaging of a unlosable series loss than that.
That is terrible, isn't it?
It's so much worse in my mind.
2020 was all played in Queensland, right?
No, it wasn't.
No.
It was first game in Adelaide, second in Sydney, last in Suncorp.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I still think 2020.
2021 was all in Queensland.
I don't know.
We smoked
think 2020, which was the worst Queensland side ever?
2020.
Yeah.
Edric Lee.
Okay, you know what? Yeah, fair.
It's tough.
I don't think it's as bad as 2020. But here's the thing, though: Queensland don't usually have that comparison even being close. But it was it actually is terrible.
With that said,
it's terrible.
They still had Munster. They still had Cherry Evans, and they had Kalen play game 3.
Branko Lee was playing as well.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
Kalen Ponga played game 3 though. Is that right?
I swear Corey Allen was playing.
Yeah.
So it's not quite 2020.
All right, maybe it's close. It's close. But hold on. Yeah. Look at the team that we had playing in that second half of that decider. Look at that team.
Yeah, but we were happy enough with it.
Were we?
It was inexperience, but all the players mostly deserved to be there compared to Queensland. I don't know. They just had no one in 2020. So, but the point is, I think there's a thread to pull from your point. I don't think it's as bad as the New South Wales 2020 loss, but it's certainly a bad loss.
Yeah.
Like, it's anti-Queensland. They don't do that.
Does this...
You choked. They choked.
Yeah. Have they lost a bit of the aura and mystique now? Like, is this... I mean, because, Billy's kind of backsliding. You can argue that the backsliding's beginning.
I actually think it's embarrassing for Billy.
Yeah.
I think it's embarrassing.
I'm glad he was all wishy-washy.
Shouldn't have lost it because the whole year, in fact, it's been 18 months for Laurie Daly of being embarrassed and getting copying in the press and hammering it. But then Billy lost to the guy who's been embarrassed. So that's embarrassing. That's embarrassing. And there's even a few like mirrors of the Origin series in 2025 where a different game, right? Not game 2. But like Queensland barely kicked a goal this game. Yeah. So
that was like was that game 2?
2 in 25, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's embarrassing. It's actually embarrassing for Billy Slater that they've lost this.
It's embarrassing, but then at the same time, and this is me. I'm getting more level. I'm coming back down to earth. Yeah. I'm taking a beat. I think that at the end of the day, we had so many players play out of their skin in ways that maybe Billy wouldn't have even expected. Like, we didn't expect it. The fans didn't expect it.
No, I can't. I'm still feeling. Shell shocked.
Hudson Young.
Yeah, we haven't given him enough credit the whole series, eh?
Probably the second best player across the 3 games.
I was going to say, if Cleary didn't dominate, if New South Wales won tonight and it wasn't the result of Cleary, I think Hudson Young should have got Wally Lewis medal.
Yeah, I would agree.
New South Wales won it because like his efforts have been amazing.
Yeah,
and then he was probably overshadowed tonight by Liam Martin.
Yes.
Who was just a rabid dog and nailed it. And he only gets 1 out of 10 on those epic hits that he comes in and jams.
Yeah.
But at the same, he's what he does is he sets the tempo. He shows what New South Wales the level of intensity New South Wales need to play at, which has been missing in the first 2 games. So.
It's so interesting when you look at a performance like that. You look what he did in 2024, and it's a bit of a head scratcher that like there was such a push from Laurie to make selections like Radley. When you have options like Martin, who were... I
think Martin was still raw.
Maybe for game 1, but game 2, well and truly should have been picked. We could have probably whitewashed the whole thing.
Well, whatever, Laurie's done it.
He's done it. It's so hard. You can't criticize.
He is the best coach for New South Wales.
So one more year?
Pretty embarrassing for Queensland.
What are they going to do?
I think Laurie should go out on a high.
He
Mate,
will.
You did it. You what is the word? What is the word when you climb Everest? You not mounted. You surpassed.
The pinnacle of success.
Okay. Well, I don't know the term now, but you climbed Everest. You conquered it. You did it, mate. That was the impossible win. No one believed in him.
No.
Everyone doubted him, and he did it. Like, you have nothing left to prove. You're not, and we all know, like, it's going to be pretty hard for you to do it again. Like, you're going to have a losing Origin coaching record, but at least you have this series, and at least you beat Billy Slater, who prior to this series was considered the next best after Mao.
Yeah.
I wonder if that will come into question now that he's lost to Madge and to Loz.
I wonder if Billy's even going to bother having another run at it.
I feel like he might have to now because he lost. I feel like the hunger might be there.
So then the question is, who will his opponent be next series, and what would we be throwing at him now to just really throw him off kilter?
100%. If I don't know if Madge is going to keep his gig at the Broncos. Obviously, there's so much news and noise going out.
Yeah.
But if it does end up like he gets the cut at the end of the year, just get him back. I don't reckon that he was in camp just to talk to the group.
I really don't think. And again, I know it's hard to say because at the end of the day, they had a whole camp, and we don't know what went on. But the way that they played, off the back of him poking his head in and mirroring that 2024, there were shades of Madge in how they were playing, I thought.
Yeah, definitely. Especially Haas. Which is weird because Haas is at Broncos. Like, it's even just Madge going into camp
At that
where the
time.
Broncos are at right now. He's gone in. I don't know. Why would he go in if there wasn't something valuable on offer for him? I don't know. Maybe he comes back next year.
Wouldn't put it past him.
I would take Madge over Trent Barrett. I think Trent Barrett's an unbelievable assistant coach.
He needs to stay assistant coach.
I don't think... Loz,
What's his record?
Mate, Loz, you've now... Trent Barrett, head coach?
Yeah.
31%. There's never been a New South Wales coach with a worse winning record. So, and the closest was Tommy Raudonikis at 33, I think, or 34, and he had the West Magpies.
Yes.
Western Sydney Magpies. So, it doesn't count. That's just actually a horseshit team. So, you can't be Trent Barrett. If Madge is around, get Madge. And this isn't about like, that ship on Loz. I'm saying, Loz, you did it, man.
Yeah.
You've keep your aura. You've actually like redeemed yourself. You were kind of a piss take, and you've won it, mate.
And then if Madge does, like you said, come back, and there's something in the works there, and he's the ultimate Billy rattler.
Yeah, he's in Billy's head so bad. But Billy's a man with ego, right? So he might want to take on the Giant again.
Maybe, but if he gets slain, then you're looking at for Billy Slater. That's a 3-3 coaching record, which is
why is he so good then?
That's the same.
You know what? We all
it's the same as Freddie's, and he got he got the sack,
and we don't view him as a great Origin coach.
No,
mate, we were too, and I was so guilty of this. We were too quick to write off Game 3.
Yeah,
this will go down as one of the greatest Origin wins for New South Wales. Was it 2014? We beat 2014. That's obviously going to go down as a legendary one.
There's 2021 when we had the biggest differential over 2 games in history.
But that was a smashing. Yeah, but this is like we were never meant to win this.
No,
this was meant to be the absolute. What is the word? It was the Schadenfreude viewing of Laurie Daly's coaching career. But there was no Schadenfreude at all.
Yeah.
He nailed it. He won it. This is going to go down. I'm pumped for him.
And, what this
was he the coach in 2014 as well?
Yeah, he was.
Holy shit.
He got that done then
Laurie
too.
Daly's the coach of 2 of New South Wales.
He's a dynasty stopper.
He's a dynasty stopper. Holy crap. Laurie Daly has been the head coach of 2 of the greatest Origin wins in history. And we've been taking the piss out of him.
What? Oh, man.
That's insane.
I don't think I've ever been more wrong about a man in my life.
Yeah. And who cares if you looked like a bumbling fool when you did it? You did it.
Yeah.
What else matters? You own us. You don't just own Queensland. You own all your haters.
Yeah.
Credit. Oh man, credit to him.
That's funny.
And he looked so emotional, didn't he? He was
crying. I haven't seen a coach cry like that in a long time.
Well, because he's a good man who's taken a lot of hits.
Yeah, and he's felt like you can tell he's really felt it.
Yeah, and so I'm sorry, Loz. Like I definitely doubted you. Definitely, but you now are the head. You've been the New South Wales coach over 2 of New South Wales' greatest ever Origin wins.
Does David Trodden get it?
Where did David Trodden?
Does he understand? He might get Origin.
Oh, we're going to the CEO level now.
Oh, no.
Yeah, because he knew the right guy to appoint.
I've just spent all this time.
Well, if he's getting Madge back in as well,
Stu Honeysett was asking the right questions.
No. Is that the guy that was in the press conference?
Yes.
No, he wasn't.
He
wasn't.
He had
now every employee in New South Wales Rugby League is elite. Well, when you win.
Oh, man.
All right.
Good
I can
stuff.
see the timer.
Good stuff.
Well, if you're a Queensland fan, you would have hated this episode.
Yeah. Oh man, this is a hate watch.
Yeah, it's a hate watch. But if you're a New South Wales fan, you'll be over the moon at how New South Wales have performed. Full credit to Laurie Daly, but really the star of the show tonight is Nathan Cleary. Congratulations to him. He's absolutely a future immortal. In fact, he's a future Origin legend.
And the greatest of all time.
Yep. Thanks so much for watching us, guys. Hopefully, Drew will get this up immediately. You'll be watching this before 1 a.m. Otherwise, we will see you next week. We'll be back in studio breaking down the big news stories from the round, whatever it is, round 17, 18.
Mm-hmm.
See you then.
See you then.
Chances are you're about to lose. For free and confidential support,